السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي أشدد به أزري ويشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. Let's share the screen. Yeah, here. Now we have been studying the section, the Furqan, 25th section of the Quran, and this is now we studied up to verse 12. Last week we studied بل كذبوا بالساعة وأعتدنا لمن كذب بالساعة سعيرا. The Quran explained that the enemies of the prophets are those people who reject the prophet, but making some excuses, accusations to the prophet, and making us some accusations, saying, for example, why don't the angels accompany you? Why you don't have a big garden here and superior position among others, so that we will take you seriously? So, talking about the position of the prophet himself. If you claim that God gave you and favored you with the message, of course, this message, receiving this message was a big responsibility, but they think that because he was appointed to deliver the message, he must be a very, very rich man, according to their criterion, of course. According to their criterion, very rich man, and maybe some very knowledgeable man, etc. But to be appointed as a prophet, these qualities don't need to be as they are, as they think, only for the quality of being sincere, quality of being humble, quality of being a trustful person, and also the prophethood is given, the messengership, the mission of messengership is given to those people who need the message, rather than who is knowledgeable of something of this world. They may be proud of their knowledge, but who need guidance, but they cannot find guidance within this world. So they are asking whoever created them, since you created me with these needs, inquiries, then I have these questions, and I cannot know why I am here. The neediness is the foundation of the prophethood, rather than having some sort of superior quality according to the values of the worldly people. So they don't understand this, of course, but in fact, Quran says, in fact, rather than looking at the message of the Quran or the messengers bringing the message from God, presenting to them, and rather than looking at the content of the message, they accuse the prophet not having a superior position, just contrary to the requirements of the prophethood. But Quran says, in fact, why did they keep accusing the Prophet rather than finding out any faults in the message? Bringing the news about the transience of this world, and there will be an accounting day. Everybody will be taken into task for what they have done with the trust they were given in this world. So we understand that uh, last week we studied that their real fear is the fear of the hour that they reject. In fact, they are not rejecting the prophet. They are rejecting the news that the prophet brings, that there will be a day and everybody will be taken into account what they have done with what they are given in this world. So it was disclosed in the previous verse, which we studied last week, and now the Quran describes their uh, position after they are being criticized. After, sorry, after they deny the message. It means if somebody denies the message about the existence of the hereafter, next creation, it means that their life will come to an end. We really discussed this in depth last week. Then the hour means at every moment, in a summary, at every moment that we can die. It means our life, our existence is so fragile. We cannot sustain and guarantee our life for 1 second. If we are given existence, we exist. If not, we don't. That's so simple. That's our reality. No one can deny it. But in fact, people say the matter is infinite, but no one can guarantee it. Neither human beings nor matter is served as an equality to sustain our existence, sustain their existence for a second, fraction of a second even. They have no quality. They are given existence. That's why they are kept in existence in this world. So this reality, not the doomsday, is usually understood as far as I understand, but it's not my personal understanding. That is what my preference is among the scholars who say, doomsday is too late maybe for the people, but our doomsday is imminent at every moment. So it is related to the Christian theology of Emmanuel, the same thing, imminent. So إذا رأيتم من مكان بعيد سمعوا لها تغيظا وزفيرا. Now, I looked through some classical texts. They insist that this is the real description of hell, which I agree. I am not saying no, but at the same time, some of them, especially one of them, says it may be something metaphorical, telling me now that was a kind of relaxation for me. Yes, it must be so. Now, this استعارة تمثيلية, they say, this is a kind of rhetorics that giving the example of this description, which we'll take in the hereafter. Now, I bring it to our personal life. Now, the fear of the reality, facing the reality that I cannot guarantee my life. Even the universe cannot guarantee its life for a second. Then this reality is so frightening. Now we are talking from our daily living practices. Now, this reality is so real that it is really shaking all my imaginations, all my expectations. I can disappear from existence anytime. Can you imagine? The description of it, we can benefit from the description of the hell, which is prepared for those people who deny the reality of next creation. Or, in fact, they cannot deny it. They rejected the prophet who brought this up, and this message is delivered to them in a disturbing way. They are really very angry that their comfortable life was shaken by the reality of this apparently comfortable life, that it is not a comfortable life, that is not a stable life, it is just a temporary life. It can disappear anytime. It is so fragile, you cannot trust on it. So this description, let me read Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إذا رأيتهم من مكان بعيد سمعوا لها تغيظا وزفيرا. Look at the description of the Quranic description of hell by the Quran. When it, of course, the doomsday, after doomsday or as-sa'a, it's the hour, when the hour happens, it means when I die, God forbid for me, for the hell. Now, it sees them from a distance. Hell sees them from a distance. Deniers, they will hear it raging and roaring. So I see in the classicals narrating some hadiths, the believers and also non-believers, everybody will hear it, but believers will be saved and saying that, look, these believers will be treated in this way. See and appreciate the paradise I am going to give you. So it is a kind of criterion. They will say, oh, instead of this, we are giving this paradise. They will be really very happy because only being saved, this hell, describe it as it is here, you see on the screen. When hell sees them from a distance, they will hear it raging and roaring zephyr. So it is, come, I'm waiting good. But raging, so angry with them. Come here, come here. You denied the reality. You will be deprived of the reality completely, as you imagine that you are just being in the world and thinking as if you happen to be there by chance. Okay, let me see how chance treats you. So the come will come. So these are the descriptions narrated from Hadith narrations. But we understand that we have to read it for our time, and the Quranic rhetoric always speaks to me while I am in this world, in order to benefit from this guidance within the conditions of my living here in this world, so that I will understand. If I deny the reality of the transience nature of this world, if I deny it, and live accordingly in this world, as if I am going to be permanent here and trying to make my life more and more comfortable in worldly senses only, never taking notice of who has given us life, who has given us these human qualities, who is providing all the things that we are in need of. Who is it? And how can I be thankful to it? Because it is impossible for anyone to appreciate any kind of smallest favor. Smallest favor. If someone smiles at you, you are happy. Look at this. Just smiling, giving you nothing. So you say, thank you. Thank you. So you are thankful. How about your life? How about your consciousness, your intelligence, your feelings, and your body, your health? All what you need is provided. Perfect view of the world. From time to time, reminding you your reality that this is a transient world. You cannot really control this world. There is somebody else, somebody else who is taking care of this life. Look, if he wants, he can change your life anytime, reminding you as a result of his mercy. You forgot about it. So from time to time, storms are taking place, and some sort of, we call it calamities that we don't like them. Of course, we don't want them, but they are purposefully, wisely created in order to remind us what you are doing. This world is transit. You cannot guarantee anything. You think that everything is stable. Not at all. Everything is so fragile. Everything depends on the the owner of the universe's will and favor and mercy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have anything because nothing can be guaranteed. You know that. Why do you turn blind to it? Ignore it. Now, that is why we have to understand that now, without rejecting the reality of the next creation, no one rejects it. But how can I confirm that next creation, this kind of severe conditions of punishment will take place, if I am not convinced here that this news may be or must be true? So I will experience it. Let me imagine I deny hereafter. I deny that any time I can die and disappear from existence. And I deny that all the things are given to me, provided for me, is just I found it accidentally. That's what they say. The universe happened to be accidentally happened to be out there, and we happen to be here, evolved and uh, progressed by chance. They use the word. They don't say by chance. They random selections. But they random selections, randomly selected, not consciously arranged. This wonderful universe, your feelings, who arranged it, your feelings? Matter has nothing to do with your feelings. So how can you deny that? If someone is so ungrateful, And on top of this, rejects the one who is reminding our reality. Now, at this stage, I think I will spare some time on this matter, which will come now. Who are these people described in the Quran? Do you think the people walking on the street, let me see who they are here. Naji, they are, we all live in the United States. Now, people on the street, what do they do? Now, we have to make distinction between two concepts. It is extremely important. Some people are very quick, like me. I know I'm very quick for judgments. So, very quick to say that do they believe in the Quran, in God, and in Muhammad? And do they really sincerely say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah? No, people in the street don't. Kafir. I'm very allergic. So I'm taking some lessons from such people. So that's the lesson. So I have to take them because they know the language. So something happened, and my teacher said, "This is kufr, brother." I said, "Brother, be careful. It is not kufr. It is khata. It is just mistake. Don't be quick in takfir." They say, declaring everybody kafir. Stopped, and it was khata. He realized, but his language is so easy to uh, claim people. It's called in Arabic takfir. They claim that people are kafir. All of them are kafir because they don't say, they didn't take shahada, they are kafir. No. Now, kafir means denier. In order to deny something, you have to know what you are denying. People in the world, in the street now, for us, all the people who are here, are they denying the reality, knowing that, oh, something delivered to them? They say, no, that's not true. Shut up, man. As the Quran describes, they are accusing the messengers. Are they really saying that, don't disturb me? Don't tell me that my life is transient. And denying and trying to stop me. We have to be honest. I've never seen anyone doing that in the street. Only some certain people on YouTube, they are making money out of it. They are called YouTubers. And some people writing books, revenging the belief because they know the truth. They cannot really face it. They are full of anger because this truth hurts them. It's very famous. Truth hurts. We have to understand. Only those people are described here. Why Quran describes this very small number of people? Quran always speaks. I keep repeating this, and even the great Mufassirun forget about it. So it is very important for us to remember Quran speaks in black and white terms, prevents people, if they are presented the truth, don't deny it like those people I am describing here. Extreme cases are demonstrated so that people should avoid or are expected to avoid going to this direction or right direction. extreme examples. The best, the Quran describes it. Those people who believe, who completely believe, who completely submit themselves to the Creator, to the muttaqin, Muslimun, muttaqun, mu'minun, and then mustaghfirun continuously makes istighfar. It means asks for forgiveness when they did some wrong to God and to other people, asks for forgiveness, and anything that we make a mistake, we make mistakes. So extreme uh, uh, scenario is presented in the good side and in the bad side. That's why this Quran describes the situation of the deniers, but deniers, not those people who are not denying anything, just neglecting. They are not aware whether they are denying or not. They don't consciously say, no, I'm not going to confirm you. But of course, there are some people consciously knowing, for example, certain Christian leaders, political leaders, and also philosophers know that this is true, especially nowadays, those politically minded or militant scientists, especially from the University of Cambridge. They are militants. They know the truth. They try to reject it, deliberately uh, prepare reasons to deny it. These kind of educated, intelligent scientists nowadays are very much aware of this reality, and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to give any credit, especially absoluteness of the Creator. Especially, again, I'm repeating it, the Creator must be an absolute, infinite being, not of the reality or nature of this universe at all. This concept, they are really pioneering to deny it. Yes, they deserve to be in this position. So their situation is described here. Now, my question is, of course, you understand that we are talking about the answers to these rhetorical questions presented on the screen. Can the Quran's description of the next creation, paradise, and hell be metaphorical? To a certain extent, in reality, in the hereafter, this is metaphorical in the hereafter because the reality is described in this way. But the hell is something not really that bad? No, it is really that bad. No, it is really that bad. I cannot stand, for example, it is hot. I try to, I cannot use AC or even uh, how is it, how is it called? They recircle the air. My God, the word doesn't come to me.
Fan.
Fan, thank you very much. To even the fan, when I am under the fan, there is one fan in the other room, my nose starts running. If I go out, I tried before, and mosquitoes find a banquet. My body is a banquet. I cannot go out. I cannot use AC. I cannot use even fan. So I am now, I cannot stand even 80 Fahrenheit degree heat. Can you imagine 1,000 Fahrenheit? It means denying makes people fall into an infinite hopelessness, infinite despair of everything human beings need because they denied the provider. It is impossible to bear. Even imagine. Whether this is a physical description or not, I don't think none of you wants even a trillionth of it. Even a mosquitoes biting, I cannot stand. Can you imagine the description of hell? So, literally, how is this described? We can say metaphorical description. Some tafsir scholars say yes. But it doesn't mean that severity, graveness of the hell condition is not that bad. You can get away with it for a while. You can sweat a little bit. No, no, thank you, no, never. But at the same time, as we do it, what does it mean in my real life? If I deny my reality, I will be experiencing in my life, in my living conditions right now, within my own spiritual life, within my own spiritual life. I will have anything I have. I will say, come on, let's have a party and champagne or something like this. All right. But deep down, the spirit knows it. Yeah, but everything is passing and I'm going to disappear from existence. Let me ignore it. Let me ignore it. That is why they are furious when they are reminded by the prophets. And the Quran reminds them, your situation in here, as I'm describing, don't neglect your reality. Wake up. Wake up, admit your reality. Whether they take notice of it or not, that is up to us. So the second question, how can you relate this description of the Quran to our life in this world? Would it be arbitrary if we did so? Or do they real physical descriptions? Now, we said, yes, it is a physical description, but the language is metaphorical. It means you cannot, impossible to stand it. You cannot, it is impossible for you to stand the hell. Be careful. And you are really experiencing it in your physical, spiritual world now. So if we interpret this kind of descriptions of the Quran as the psychology, this is the key point, as the psychology of denial. What the psychology of denial includes in it, this feeling that we can get out of the description of hell in this verse. This is the key point. That is why it wouldn't be arbitrary, but it would be arbitrary to interpret the Quranic description of the hereafter, paradise or hell, saying that it is only metaphorical, not in reality. Denying the reality, that will be a mistake. No, it is, but in order to bring it to our practical life now, we have to take it as metaphorical description of it, apply it to our spiritual situation now, and understand the result of denial of the hereafter or one's reality, and we have to take into consideration. So I think I'm answering the question here, but would you like to, I mean, any question that really bothers you or any rejection what I said? So I would love to hear it. Do they really? So if we do transfer the meaning of this description of the hereafter into the real living conditions of the denial or denier's spiritual situation, I personally believe that it would not be an arbitrary description. That is the purpose of the Quran, telling me about the condition of the hereafter so that I will see whether it is really true. When I imagine that I am denying my reality, I am saying that all these beautiful things are given to me, and if I take them as just found property, lost and found property, somebody lost it and I found it, something like that, how horrible it would be. I will understand that, yes, the result of this understanding of existence will deserve this treatment of spiritual treatment here in this world, physical treatment in the hereafter. That will be, for me, a satisfactory understanding of the Quran. Then this methodology must be applied now in this age. I believe that we have to read the Quran in this way. Now, the physical description of hereafter, I am just summarizing and repeating it. Physical description of the hereafter is told now to me, and I have to think about it. Is it really true? If I deny, it will be the result. So I will consult my spiritual situation, spiritual side. How would you feel if you deny, and the consequence of denial, which kind of uh, result you will be experiencing? You denied the creator, so the one who prepared all this beautiful existence and living conditions and provisions for you is not going to create again for you. How would you feel? Complete despair. Not 90%, 100% despair. Now, this description must be true. I can confirm now. Confirm now. Confirm it. Yes, this description is really true. I experience it spiritually here, and I will be experiencing it in the hereafter. Physically, I deserve it if I did it. So take precautions. Watch out for our life. We have to watch out for our life. That is the way the Quran must be studied, as far as I understand, in the 21st century, at least, including 20th century too. But every time, but now, definitely people are not satisfied with this description. Only physical description, taken these kind of verses, which generally really presented to the people in this way, physical description of the hell, and nothing related to me. So they will say they are just frightening us. New generation is saying they are just frightening us. That's it. We live and die and finish. That's what the new generation's psychology is all about. So we have to be realistic, and we have to read the Quran. That's my belief. That's my conclusion. So The last question, can you imagine the psychological result of their denial while experiencing the eternal loss of everything they have in this world? Now, why do you think they claim we will not exist anymore? Now, when we die, of course, there was no room. That's what I couldn't write it. We will not exist anymore after we die. Why do you think they claim this? They are trying to run away from their reality. From their reality, they cannot face it. They cannot say that, okay, that's the result. I accept. No, we are not created with this capacity. We have to turn blind to it, then only feel happy in the temporary world. Otherwise, but we will know. But as I mentioned, people in the street, they don't know what they are doing. They are ignorant people. They are not deniers. They don't know even what the Quran is saying. They don't know even there is such book, Quran, and what is it all about? Nothing, nothing. Do they know Christianity? Not at all. Majority of them don't know. Those people who have some sort of concern about the meaning of life, expectations in the hereafter, so those people go to church here. That's it. And also in the Muslim world, almost the same. But the practice of Islam still among the generation about 20 years of age, 25 years of age, there may be people in the masjid much more than the people in the church here, but it's fading away. We have to take precautions, inshallah, and present the Quranic news in a way that it will make sense. Give them the opportunity to make the distinction between, if they deny the reality of their being here, that anytime our existence is so fragile, and we cannot really sustain and guarantee anything, sustain our life here and our being here, guarantee anything. Nothing is guaranteed at all. They are all provided. They cannot happen by themselves. Don't they see that? And see, if you deny this, you will be left without all this. How would you like to have your life now? Imagine with this. So, inshallah, we are done with this verse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, that's another description of it. وَإِذَا أُلْقُوا فِيهَا مَكَانًا ضَيِّقًا مُقَرِّنِينَ دَعَوْا هُنَالِكَ ثُبُورًا. Now, when they are thrown, shackled together into a narrow place therein. So, the mekanan dayiqan. This is an interesting word that the Quran uses. Is very frequently dayiq. They pray for extinction. It means, if only I disappear from existence completely. This is very interesting. I hope we have time for the next verse. Okay, let's try, because we established the methodology, at least so far. So, my question, why do you think shackled together is important? An idea? Think about it first. Shackled together. Deniers, of course, still talking about deniers. They're not ordinary people in the street. Conscious deniers know the truth and don't want to hear it, and don't want to be heard by others as well, revenging with the prophets and prophetic messages. Now, of course, there is no prophet, but messages challenge. They are accusing, they are criticizing, especially this Texas. That's got the Bible Belt Christians, evangelists, leaders, not ordinary people, leaders. They use very bad language for the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad. They are very angry because they know he is telling the truth. They know it, but it is competition. My religion is better than yours because it's a profession. They are professional preachers. I don't know what the reason, but they know and they deny it. They try to mislead people by misinterpreting the verses. It means they are just angry because their Islam is Islam really makes sense, and Christianity doesn't make sense. They know it, but they are Christians. There are some Muslims as well with this carrying this psychology in their spirit. Just we are Muslims, we are true. Well, they don't know what Islam is, most of them. Those people especially go out and fight, shout. Anyway, so shackled together. I understood here, shackled together. Oh, there's something good. Let me read. Ziba. They back up each other with the falsehood. So as they are together here denying the truth, they will be shackled together there. Very good. Excellent. They back up each other. Yeah. So come on. Since you supported them, each other, get together now and go. The second question. Do you think narrow place may refer to the spiritual distress? All of them go. That's what I think. Spiritual distress here is described. So we have to know that what we have been discussing about the previous verse, that what is the relationship between physical description of the hereafter and how they should be related to our practical life now. Bear all of them here, so you will understand that narrow places this expression may refer to spiritual distress, but they are shackled together so that if it is very hot, very 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 hot, when the people get really stuck in the train or something, of course the ACs make it cool and bearable. Otherwise, can you imagine there was no AC and the people are really in the rush hour in New York especially? Oh, you cannot squeeze them so that they get away. That is psychological description of the deniers supporting each other, trying to hear they are in darkness. Here they are in darkness, meaninglessness, I would say, Ziba, if you don't understand. Meaningless, purposeless. Darkness is, refers to meaninglessness, purposelessness, as I understand. That's my understanding, though I respect your word here, darkness. So, really, this is a description of spiritual distress here and there also, of course, their physical experience, but we should never forget that they will be given body, permanent body, like the people of paradise must be given permanent body. Otherwise, spiritual pleasure is, for me, like in my dream. Now, I want physically experience it because I am created in physical form as well. So this will be repeated in the hereafter when the body doesn't work anymore. then we will be given new body. The disbelievers or really deniers will be given new body as well. And this will be permanent. Their life in hell also will be permanent because infinite bounties, merciful graces presented to us. Infinite. If I deny, I will deserve infinite punishment. So, they bodily will, physically, in the hereafter, they must be physically experiencing it, but of course, body doesn't feel anything. Spirit feels it. But for example, if something, let's say, the mosquito, the simplest thing, mosquito bites you, bites your body, but you feel the pain in your spirit. That's so simple. It's so simple to understand. Bodily existence, spirit feels it, feels the pain. So even this description tells us that we here, when we deny, we experience this spiritual distress as well. So let's go a bit fast. 3, why do you think they cannot kill themselves? Because into narrow place therein, they pray for extinction. Now, why cannot they cannot commit suicide there? Rather, they ask God to give them death. Because, the last question will explain it. Could they give life to themselves in this world? So we think that we can end our life, but Quran describes it on the other way around. Other way around. Whoever gives life gives death. This correlation, this symmetry. Let me see now. This parallel. If you can give life to yourself, you can give death to yourself. But here we have the option, we have the free will to choose to ask the Creator to give me death. I cannot give death to myself. We have to understand this first. I cannot give death to myself. I can choose to ask the Creator to give me death. Like, I cannot give life to myself. But of course, this is the beginning of my physical life here, so that my free will didn't exist before I was created in this world. That's why my life is given, and I have been given afterwards. I have been given the free will to choose whether I will continue. I will ask the Creator to continue my life by taking the sustenance it needs and taking care of its health. That is my choice to continue to keep existing in this world. That's my choice to keep existence in this world. So, but at the end, if someone decides to kill himself, he has to ask the Creator to give him death. So in the hereafter, there will be no option to commit suicide because they won't be given the option to ask to Creator, to ask the Creator to give them death. I think we should, I don't know, I am hurrying, that's why I may not comfortably explain it. They will not, they will ask. That's why they say they pray for extinction. It means give me death, give me death. But the option will be denied in the following verse. We have some minutes, inshallah, we will cover it and end the discussion today. Bismillah. لا تدعوا اليوم ثبورا واحدا وادعوا ثبورا كثيرا. So they are told, don't pray today for one death, but pray for many deaths. It means anytime they experience this unbearable pain, give me death, and continuing unbearable, please give me death. It means several times. Every time they remember, they feel that unbearable. That is the psychological description of them here. But physically experiencing it, we have to take it as at the beginning we explained in long details. Took a lot of time, a long time for me to describe it. So do they really deserve this severe punishment? Oh, okay. My question is, ask many deaths, we understand many deaths. Anytime I remember that it is impossible, I say, please give me death. I would like to disappear from existence. Now, question one, how great is their crime? Are they not free to reject the message or messenger? We feel that in this world, don't we? We feel it. So I'm free to do, yeah, you are free, but do you know the consequences? Can you imagine the consequences? Imagine it. Even we, those people who claim believers, inshallah, we are among them, inshallah. So we believe. Okay, imagine you are denying the reality, knowing that, not as an ignorant person, no. Knowing this and say that, no, I don't want to take notice of it. So live my life as if it doesn't happen. Imagine it, what happens, and the consequence of this option. Imagine I denied. Consequence of this option now. Imagine what will be deprivation of everything that you receive here, which is enjoyable. That is why, yes, I am free, but think about it to choose this way, which goes to hell. It means denial. If you choose denial, think about it, whether it is so grave or not. You can understand this. Of course, for somebody who rejects the message or the messenger. So the message or the messenger. So who rejects it, not that they don't know what they are doing. Well, what will happen to them? None of my business. God will take care of every individual according to what they deserve. But we are here studying the last end of two options, extreme ends of two options. So this option goes at the end here, asking at every moment, give me death, give me death, give me death. Quran says, don't pray today for one death. You will pray for many deaths, many deaths. Why? You kept denying, you went, some people, especially this certain people, but evangelist leaders, not ordinary people, I keep saying this, but it is important we confuse. This evangel, they go and study Quran, try to cheat. How can I present this verse so that it will look ridiculous? They, especially in their radio programs, TV programs, in their books, they use very foul language about the Quran and the Prophet. So you see that they really deserve it. Okay, do they really deserve this severe punishment? Think about it. That's a good question. Think, what we have to imagine. Okay, why does God use this kind of uncompromising language? Anyone? Why the Quran uses this uncompromising language, which also some people accuse of the Quran, say that it is so severe. Never gives a chance that it may not happen like this. No, definitely it will happen. Why do you think? Let me read one comment. Muawiyah, because if they had another chance, they would do the same things again. Thank you. Uh, uh, this is what the Quran says. Muawiyah, you know that there are more than once verses in the Quran. If we return you back, if you give you another chance, you would do the same thing. We know you are corrupt, you are opportunist, because you denied the truth. But that is another subject, Muawiyah, interesting subject. If you don't mind, we are 2 minutes late. If you don't mind, let's study this. Why, how God says, if you are given another chance, opportunity, you would do the same. Why? It is a good, there are some verses, I mean, we don't have time, and I should find out some of them and study on the verses. Now, as we have been emphasizing on the importance of the denier. Denier, by definition, is facing the truth. Here is the reality, knowing that this is the reality, but for some egotistic purposes, political purposes, economical benefit purposes, status purposes, or competition purposes, just competing with the Muslims. Our religion is better. Our way of life is better. Our civilization is better. But taking this for granted, knowing the truth and trying to distort it. Look, by definition, especially Muawiyah asked this question, by definition, this subject, although it is not directly related to this verse, asking many deaths in the living conditions, it means anytime they remember how painful their situation is, they deny. This is the subject of the verse we are studying. But since Muawiyah reminded me this verse, and the Quran keeps this kind of news that even if we take you back to the world, you would do the same thing. Why? Because they knew in the world, they know the truth, knowingly denied it. Now, in the hereafter, they will face the reality, and God says, look, you face the reality in the world, that's why you denied it. Of course, people, especially this some zealot Muslims, everybody who didn't take Shahada is kafir. Of course, they don't understand this verse. But we do, inshallah. Why? We describe denier as the one who knows the truth and doesn't want to hear the truth for some reasons that I listed as they came to my mind. For some reasons, they deny it, the truth. So they saw the truth in the hereafter again. God says, look, you experienced this in the world. You did the same thing by knowing the truth and denied it. But those people who don't know the truth, we cannot tell them they are deniers. They don't know it. How to say that you are denying? What? Am I denying what? Ask the people in the street. Are you denying the truth? What are you talking about? The Qur'an. I don't know. I never read it. And why don't you? I don't know. I'm busy. And do you know Islam is the reality that some people say this? Islam is truth. Oh, I don't know. Are you a Muslim missionary? They are surprised. But conscious people are exempt. They are there. Of course, this is the subject here. So knowing the truth, denying it, so that you will go back to the word again and you knowingly denied it. That is the evidence. These verses that Muawiyah referred to, the evidence that by definition, denial necessitates knowing the truth and denying it deliberately. You got it, inshallah. That was a good point, although is not related to our present subject. But it was a very good point. So when we come, inshallah, on the way, when we study these verses, then we have to emphasize on it more detailed, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I have to stop here. If you have anything more, but thank you for your contributions. I think, Muawiyah, did you understand that your verse is, excuse me, your comment is not related to this subject, but it is an interesting point reminded us, inshallah. Well, thank you, Muawiyah. Think about it again and again. If you don't understand, write the question, write it, get it ready, and before we start next week's question, I've got this question left over from last week's discussion. That is our principle now, inshallah. Inshallah, from now on. If you have any question from the previous discussions, take notes, work on it, listen to it again if you want to really benefit from these classes, these discussions, and work on it, listen to the discussion again. If you still don't understand, write it down and share it at the beginning of the next week so that the discussions will be constructive, not destructive. So inshallah, we will keep this principle in order to educate ourselves better. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi hurmati sirri suratil Fatiha.